within the financial services industry, they're basically looking for new ways to innovate and move faster as well. And they've primarily in the FSI industry, a lot of customers have been concerned about data privacy, about security, about compliance and so on. But the technology itself has matured and moved on, shown that security actually can be enhanced by moving to the cloud and so on. The FSI is now more open to using cloud technology in their systems and processes. They've been primarily concerned about security. They've been concerned about data sovereignty. They've been concerned about compliance. Those are the major factors that are slowing them down to take up a wholly, cloud strategy per se. But there's also been concerns around things like performance. Is the cloud going to perform as well as we need it or as they need it to perform and so on? So again, technology has matured, and it's come to a stage where we believe that it is mature enough that these concerns can be allayed and covered. We think that co-location is only one piece of the equation, right? Clearly, the customer themselves have to ask themselves the question, do they have the resources, the manpower, the time, and the focus, right, to invest in a full-scale data center, or should they move into a co-location environment? So that's one part in terms of the puzzle. But really the other part of the puzzle is, how do we use co-location to help us scale? How does it help us become more efficient? How does it help us enable us to move faster and so on? Co-location, we believe, is a important part of the equation, but it is only one piece of the equation, because there's a whole greater picture out there in terms of, do I really even want to own the equipment that I put in a co-location center? Or would I be better served in having an OpEx environment, but more importantly, an environment which is managed 24/7, right? And that has the security applied to it on a 24/7 by specialists, and there's a global process to look after that for me. So co-location is good. It's one piece of the equation, but we believe that customers don't have to be caught up in co-location only. They could move to managed hosting. And then the bigger picture beyond that is, as the cloud technology evolves and matures and becomes more secure and so on and so forth, do I even want to have a OpEx model? Do I not want to move to a usage-based model that enables me to say, if I want to use the compute resources for 10 hours, or I want to use it for 100 hours, or indeed if I want to use it longer than that and so on, I want the flexibility to be able to turn it on and turn it off. It's becoming more and more like a utility, like electricity itself. It's become so reliable, it's become so fast, and it's become so efficient that we believe that that's now a viable model. Now, if I were to refer to Gartner as an example, we subscribe to their concept, which is the concept of bimodal IT. The ability for organizations to function in two modes, right? To have a very stable, very efficient IT infrastructure that they are in control, that the customer is in control over. But then they have the ability to move fast and to move quickly, and also to be able to flex, if you like, and to innovate and to disrupt the industry. And that's where, the other mode of the IT comes in, the bimodal IT. So we believe both modes need to exist, if you like, right? It's situational. And therefore, from that perspective, we believe hybrid IT best serves customers from that perspective. Two things. One is look for a provider, a service provider that has a proven track record and experience. I think that's very important. I think look for a supplier who takes security extremely seriously. The third is a supplier who has a range of solutions, even within the cloud platform. That is, by that I mean, right, things like containerization, orchestration tools as an example, big data analytics, disaster recovery as a service, and so on. I think those are things that are important, because I think cloud is a means to an end, right? And if you've got all these other value-added services, shall we say, or applications that is integrated very tightly with the cloud, then it would allow them to achieve more with the cloud. And obviously you want to have a service provider who has a proven track record in reliability and backup processes, something that is very much enterprise class, particularly within the finance sector. You want an enterprise class, enterprise grade cloud as opposed to a consumer grade cloud. I think that there's an important distinction to understand that. But then beyond the cloud, what happens if I need more than just a cloud, right? Do I go to 2 or 3 different suppliers and piece that together, or would I be better served by having an integrated supplier that can provide me with not just the cloud component, the public cloud component, the private cloud component, but we talked about managed hosting, what about data center, and what about the network to piece that together?